Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 1. Before we are going to presentation, I will going to introduce our group. They are is Justina Eliana Manulang, Epa Chandra, Epa Dwi, Melia, Dinda, and me Eka Permatasari. We are going to presentation about shape and dimension. Okay, next.
Hello, my name is Justina Eliana Manulang. I will explain about lines. A line is a one-dimensional figure which has leg but not width. A line is made of a set of points which is extended of opposite direction infinitely. It is determined by 2 points in a two-dimensional plane. The 2 points which lie on the same line are said to be collinear points. In geometry, there are different types of lines such as horizontal and vertical lines, parallel and perpendicular lines. These lines play an important role in the construction of different types of polygons. For example, a square is made by 4 lines of the same length, whereas a triangle is made by joining 3 lines into the end. And type of line. In geometry, there are basic 4 types of lines. They are: the first, horizontal lines. When a line moves from left to right, it is a straight direction, it is a horizontal line. And the second, vertical lines. When a line runs from top to bottom in a straight direction, it is a vertical line. And the next, parallel lines. When 2 straight lines don't meet or intersect at any point, even at infinity, then they are parallel to each other. And the last, perpendicular lines. When 2 lines meet or interact at an angle of 90 degrees of at a right angle, then they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, maybe enough for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Epa Dwi Jayanti, and here I will be explain about an angle. Definition of angle. In plane geometry, a figure which is formed by 2 rays or lines that share a common endpoint is called an angle. The 2 rays are called the side of an angle, and the common endpoint is called the vertex. The angle that lies in the plane does not have to be in the Euclidean space. In case if the angles are formed by the intersection of 2 planes in the Euclidean or the other space, the angles are considered as dihedral angles. Next, types of angles. The angles are classified under the following types. The first, acute angle. An angle measured less than 90 degrees. The next, right angle. An angle is exactly at 19 degrees. Next, obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is greater than 19 degrees and less than 118 degrees. Next, straight angle. An angle which is exactly at 118 degrees. Next, reflex angles. An angle whose measure is greater than 118 degrees and less than 316 degrees. And the last, full angles. An angle whose measure is exactly at 316 degrees. Okay, the last I will give you example of an angle. Question 1. Find the unknown angle x for the given triangle ABC, where angle A equals 28 degrees and angle B equals 91 degrees. The solution: given that angle A equals 28 degrees and angle B equals 91 degrees, let angle C equals x. We know that the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 118 degrees. Therefore, angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 118 degrees. 28 degrees plus 91 degrees plus x equals 118 degrees. 119 plus x equals 118 degrees. X equals 118 degrees mean 119 degrees. X equals 61 degrees. Therefore, the value of the unknown angle is 61 degrees.
Hello, my name is Eva Chandra Jayanti. I will explain about two-dimensional shape. What is a two-dimensional shape? In geometry, a two-dimensional shape can be divided as a flat, plane, figure, or a shape that has two dimensions is length and width. Two-dimensional not have any thickness and can be measured in only two places. We can classify figure of the basis of the dimension they have. A circle, triangle, square, rectangle, and pentagon are examples of two-dimensional shapes. The fun facts: a point is zero-dimensional, while a line is one-dimensional, for we can only measure its length. Next, I will explain about properties of two-dimensional shape. The properties of this two-dimensional shape are listed below. Square. A square has 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. The opposite sides of a square are parallel. Rectangle. A rectangle has 2 pairs of equal sides. The longer side of a rectangle is the length and the shorter side is the breadth. A rectangle has 4 right angles. The opposite sides of a rectangle are parallel. Circle. The properties and different parts of a circle are explained further on. Triangle. A triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. All the sides and angles can be different size. There are different types of triangle. The triangle shown is a equilateral triangle, which has all 3 sides equal in length and all 3 angles equal. Okay, the last I will explain about type of shape. We use a special name for the 2D shape that are by straight line. They are called polygon. There is a whole group of polygons with 4 sides and they are the quadrilateral. The definition of polygon: a polygon is a closed flat shape with 3 or more straight sides. And quadrilateral: a quadrilateral is a polygon that has 4 sides and 4 angles. Okay, I will give an example of an exercise.
Okay, I will going to explain about shape and dimension. Okay, three-dimensional shape. A shape can be defined as the form of an object or its outline or outer boundary. The different basic shapes are two-dimensional, such as square, rectangle, etc., and three-dimensional shapes such as fringe, cylinder, and cone. Three-dimensional shapes are that having three dimensions such as height, width, and length, like any object in the real world. It is also known as 3D. Okay, for the properties of 3D shape, the first page. A face is a curve or flat surface, and a three-dimensional shape, for example, a cylinder has three and a sphere has just one, a cube has a six faces. And second, edge. An edge is where two faces meet or intersect. For example, a cylinder has two and a sphere has none. A cube has 20 edge. Okay, and the second, vertex. A vertex is a corner where edges join. Three-dimensional shape, by nature, they have an inside and outside, separated by a surface. All physical things that we touch are three-dimensional. Polyhedron. Polyhedral or polyhedron are strange solid shape. They are based on polygons, two-dimensional plane shape with stranger line. Polyhedron are defined as having straight edge, corner called vertex, and flat side called face. The polyhedron are often defined by the number of edges, faces, and vertices, as well as their faces are all same size and same shape. Like polygon, the polyhedron can be regular and irregular. Based on regular and irregular polyhedron, polyhedron can be convex or concave. Cube is the most familiar and basic polyhedron. It has six square faces, 20 edges, and 8 vertices. Regular polyhedron or platonic solid. The 5 regular solids are a special class of polyhedron. All of the faces are identical with each face being a regular polygon. The platonic solids are as below. Tetrahedron. It has 4 equilateral triangle faces. Tetrahedron is a solid that include a 4 flat triangular face. It is also known as triangular pyramid. Properties of tetrahedron. For the first, the tetrahedron has 4 faces, all of which are equilateral triangles. The next, 3 are 6 edges in the regular tetrahedron, and all are equal in length. Trihedron circumambulate or limit a sphere that is tangent to all the faces of the trihedron. Next, it can be inscribed in a sphere that faces to all the vertices. Next, the center of inscribing sphere, center of the regular tetrahedron, and center of circumscribing sphere itself are coincident. Cube. Cube has 6 square faces. Cube is symmetric, three-dimensional shape, either hollow or solid, containing by 6 equal squares. 3 edges contain to each corner to form a vertex. The cube can be called a regular hexahedron also. Properties of cube. Face of the cube is also called or side or faces. It has 6 faces, where all are square. Each space has 4 equal sides and all the 4 interior angle or right angle. Okay, properties. Okay, the next properties of cube. A cube has two well-up edges, and a line segment is formed where the two edges meet. The faces are square and congruent to each other. All the 20 edges are in the same length. A cube has 8 vertices, and the vertex is found where the edges meet. No, I mean 12, not 20. Okay. The next, face diagonal are line segments that link the opposite corner of a face. The face diagonal are 2 for each face, and 3 will be total of 12 face diagonal is a cube. Space is diagonal are also line segments that link the opposite corner of the cube cutting through its interior. It has 4 space diagonal. The surface area of a cube is the area of one face that is length x width multiplied by 6 as all that faces are same. Okay, the next, octahedron. It is with a equilateral triangle face. It is a three-dimensional shape having a plane face, especially a regular solid figure with an equilateral triangular face. Properties of the octahedron. The base of the octahedron is let's have a look at the fixture. The two square congruent square pyramid have their bottom touching, then the base is the square between the two pyramids. And the next, the octahedron has about 8 faces. Next, when the two faces touch the line segment of formant and is called edges, it has 12 edges. And the last, when the two edges intersect, they form the vertex. It has 6 vertices. Each of the vertices is formed when 4 edges intersect. The dodecahedron, it is with 12 pentagon specks. The dodecahedron, it is with 12 pentagon specks. The dodecahedron is a three-dimensional shape having 12 flat faces, a regular solid figure with 12 equal pentagon faces. Properties of the dodecahedron. The first, the dodecahedron has about 12 equal pentagonal faces, in which the pentagon is a three-dimensional shape with a triangle side and 5 vertices, so a dodecahedron has 12 equal pentagon spaces. The dodecahedron has 30 edges and the vertices are about 20 vertices. Icosahedron, with about 20 equilateral triangle faces, it is a solid figure with the 20 flat faces, especially equilateral triangle 1. Properties of icosahedron. It has 20 equilateral triangle faces, e.a. 20 flat sides, and have about 12 vertices and 30 edges. Three-dimensional shape with curve. The solid shape either with include the curve or around edge are not polyhedron. Three-dimensional shape with curve. The solid shape either with include the curve or around edge are not polyhedron. They can only have stranger line. Many objects around us will include at least some curve. The most common curves solid are cone, cylinder, sphere, and torus. The three-dimensional shape curves are the cylinder, cone, sphere, and torus. Cylinder. Cylinder is solid with a circular base. The cylinder will have the same cross section. For the one and to the other end, they have two identical ends of either an oval or a circle. Although the cylinder are similar to frames, the frames will have flat side and parallelogram. Cone. The cone has oval or circular base and a apex or vertex. The side of the cone tapers smoothly to the vertex. The cone has a distinct single curved side and a circular base. A sphere. The sphere is shaped like a ball or globe. It is completely round. Every point on the surface of the sphere in an equal distance to center. Torus. It is shaped like a ring or donut or tear. The torus is formed by revolving the smaller circle around the large one. It's also a most complex of torus. What is a fringe or pyramid? Fringe. The fringe is any polyhedron and has flat side and matching end. If a prism is cut anywhere along with its length parallel to an end, its cross section will be the same and three will be two prisms. The sides of prisms are parallelogram, four sides shaped with two pairs of sides with equal lengths. These are the different type of frames. Types of frames are regular and irregular frames. Regular frames. Regular frame is the one of regular polygon base. The height of the frames is the distance between the base. Irregular frames. Irregular frames have the irregular base and the face are not equally sized. The volume of the frames is area of the base x height of the frames. Attitude of frames. It is a line joining the two bases of the frames. The height is also called as the attitude or the shortest distance between the two bases of a frames. It can also be defined as the perpendicular segment that join the two bases. Antiframes are those like the regular frames. Their even antiframes are of triangle and not parallelogram. Antiframes can become more and world made of complex. Pyramid. The pyramid is a polyhedron with a polygon base that connect the top point EA and IE and vertex with the strange sides. In many pyramids, the literal face will also be congruent shape are those which are is same shape and size. The vertex or apex in the pyramid where the laterally face meet. Triangular pyramid. A pyramid can have an apex in the direct center of the base. It's called a right pyramid. The triangular pyramid has a triangle for the base and three other sides which are also triangular. Therefore, it has four faces, four vertices, and 6 edges. And then oblique pyramid. The pyramid with the apex in the off center is called the oblique pyramid. In simple term, the oblique pyramid is one where the vertex or apex is not over the center of the base. Okay, the last rectangular pyramid. The rectangular pyramid has the base of a rectangle and the other four faces being triangle. The faces that are not rectangle but triangle are called lateral face and meet the point called the vertex. Okay, for me enough.
Okay, I will explain about graphs. What are graphs? Graphs are visuals that show relationship between data and are intended to display the data in a way that is easy to understand and remember. People often use graphs to demonstrate trends, patterns, and relationships between sets of data. Graphs may be preferable to displaying certain types of data. Graphs can make it easier for people to interpret information. There are many graphs that organize data in different ways, and they are commonly used for business purposes. It is important to know the different types of graphs so you can choose the best one to display your information. There are several types of graphs. The first is line graphs. Line graphs illustrate how related data change over a specific period of times. One axis might display a value, while the other axis shows the timeline. Line graphs are useful for illustrating trends such as temperature change during certain dates. And here's the examples. And then the second is about bar graphs. Bar graphs are a simple way to compare numeric values of any kinds, including inventories, group size, and financial predictions. Bar graphs can be either horizontal or vertical. One axis represents the categories, while the other represents the value of each category. The height or height of each bar relates directly to its value. Marketing companies often use bar graphs to display ratings and survey responses. And here's the example of bars graphs. And the third is about pictographs. Pictographs use pictures or symbols to display data instead of bars. Each picture represents a certain number of items. Pictographs can be useful when you want to display data in a highly visual presentation, such as an infographic. And here's the example of pictographs, as you can see. And then histogram is another type of bar graphs that illustrates the distribution of numeric data across categories. People often use histogram to illustrate statistics. And here's the example. And then area graphs show a change in one or more quantities over a certain period of time. They often help in displaying trends and patterns. Similar to line graphs, area graph use dots connected by lines. However, an area graph involves coloring between the line and the horizontal axis. And then the last is scatter plots. Use dots to depict the relationship between two different variables. Someone might use a scatter plot graph to show the relationship between a person's height and weight. For example, the process involves plotting one variable along the horizontal axis and the other variable along the vertical axis. The resulting scatter plot demonstrates how much one variable affects the other. If there is no correlation, the dots appear in random places on the graphs. If there is a strong correlation, the dots are close together and form a line through the graphs. And here's the example from scatter's plot.
Hi, my name is Melia and I will explain about values, especially values in mathematics. So, what is values? In mathematics, values is a number or result of a calculation. Example, 3 multiplied by 4 gives the value of 12. Money, how much something is worth. Example, the value of this coin is $1. And then, how do you find values in math? You can find this by adding the numbers in a set and dividing it by the number of numbers in that set. The value of a function at a certain point refers to the value of a function. If you plug in the values given for the variables in the function. Value can also refer to word of an object in math. What is function value in math? In mathematics, the value of a function when applied to an argument. A function is an equation that has only one answer for y for every x. A function assigns exactly one output to each input of a specified type. It is common to name a function either fx or gx instead of y. f2 means that we should find the value of our function when x equals 2. There is place value and total value. Any counting number, notably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, has a word that suggests its position. This word can be ones, tens, hundred, and the others. This word denotes the place value of the digit. Total value is the product of the digit and its place value. And then there is some values of value in math. There are mainly 10 values in learning mathematics. There are practical value, intellectual value, social value, moral value, disciplinary values, cultural values, international values, aesthetic values, vocational values, and then the last is psychological values. Maybe that's all. Explanation about values from me. Thank you.